Boy, we got a lot going on here. We're awaiting a White House briefing and a speech from former President Trump on the heels of President Biden's latest remarks, where he seemed to call Trump supporters, quote, garbage. Let's bring in Matt Gorman, Executive Vice President of Targeted Victory, and Jonathan Kott, former Communications Director for Senator Joe Manchin. So, as she was at Andrews Air Force Base on her way to Raleigh, North Carolina, Kamala Harris was asked about this. This is what she said. Listen here.
Let me be clear. I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for. And as President of the United States, I will be a president for all Americans, whether you vote for me or not.
So what she seemed to say there was, bus Joe. Joe, bus. Get under it.
I think what you're seeing is her condemning his slip-up. I think what you also saw was him correcting his slip-up within, like an hour or two, something you haven't seen from Donald Trump. Donald Trump still is claiming he didn't even hear the joke. And by the way, the joke is one of like 10 offensive things that were said that night.
But none of them by Donald Trump.
She was called.
This came out of the lips of the President of the United States. There's a bit of a difference between Tony Hinchcliffe and the President.
I think the President was trying to say Tony was garbage in what he was saying.
So why didn't he just say that?
Because he slipped up, which, by the way, we could be here all day of you playing
does a lot of that.
Right. Yeah. We would be here for the entire hour of you playing Joe Biden slip-ups. But let's remember, she was called a prostitute, the Antichrist, and a lot of other things by people on that stage that night. And
none of them, though,
but no, look, it was a disgusting comment by the president. And look, he was someone who, when he took office as president, said he'd be the president for people, even if you didn't vote for me.
Yes.
But also, it was a major headache for Kamala in the campaign because it took away from her big closing argument speech that put all this effort into.
Yeah, in the same way that Tony Hinchcliffe took away from Trump's big event, he took away from
absolutely right. And look, you have Joe Biden has been the best surrogate for Donald Trump these last couple weeks. I mean, saying that Kamala's tied to everything that Biden did, really blowing up.
She did some of that herself.
Yes, that's true. Blowing up the little stunt he tried to pull with Ron DeSantis during the hurricane, saying lock him up last week. I mean, please, Joe Biden, stay out there for us. You're helping us every step of the way.
So, I mean, they've had him under wraps, by and large, since he made the comments that Matt was referring to. They take the wraps off for a half an hour last night, and boom! Is that a good reason to keep him off the trail and not let him get anywhere near the actual candidate?
I think he's going to spend the next 6 days being president and doing his job in the Oval Office.
Or the Situation Room.
Or the Situation Room.
At a beach somewhere. Yeah. Wilmington is lovely in late October.
I have a feeling he's going to be in a lot of briefings and ribbon-cutting ceremonies away from the press for the next 6 days, and he's going to let Kamala make her case.
So what about this idea that the White House communications staff took it upon themselves to change the transcript and insert an apostrophe between the R and the S?
I mean, when you look at why people have little trust in the media, it's stuff like this, where they're buying the spin from the White House spokespeople, just carte blanche, and trying to make some apostrophe argument. Or also, now we're seeing headlines, Republicans are pouncing on this. No, Joe Biden said it. There's video. It's not about us pouncing or where the apostrophe was. It's very clear. It's on video. And you're right. Like, it's Democrats, spokespeople have such an easy job dealing with the mainstream media most of the time. They're finally earning their pay with stuff like this.
Yeah. So Trump, of course, jumped on this like a dog on a donut straight away last night. Listen to what he said.
Remember Hillary? She said deplorable. And then she said irredeemable, right? But she said deplorable. That didn't work out. Garbage, I think, is worse.
So garbage probably is worse. If you describe people as deplorable, that's one thing. It's bad enough. But if you say they're garbage, that's quite another. The difference is, though, that what Hillary said was really, really deliberate. I mean, she clearly thought it out the way she articulated it. This just kind of went out of Biden's mouth.
I think he made a mistake in how he was talking. I think if you watch the whole clip, he stumbled through a lot of his words. I think he was trying to say the guy's name. He couldn't say it. He tried to say, like, oh, the comic. He couldn't say it. And he stumbled out and word vomited what shouldn't have been said. He immediately corrected it. He took the blame. He took responsibility for it. Harris came out and did the same. I think you have to give both of them credit for doing something that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump have never done. Donald Trump has never once, in all of the insane, racist, homophobic slurs, conspiracy theories that have been said from his mouth or on the stage that he's at, never once has he apologized. He still hasn't apologized. He could have gone out there the next day and said, this is awful, can't believe he said it, shouldn't have said it. He said, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, but the Trump campaign denounced it as well.
Yeah.
You know, in the same way that the White House
Yeah.
denounces things on behalf of the president. But it's out there that Trump did not agree with what he said.
President Biden came out and corrected his statement, and Vice President Harris came out and denounced what he said.
Well, you know, I've known Trump for a long time. He's not the kind that apologizes.
He is not an apologizer.
No, just like Biden
he's
did
not
with
apologizing.
this. Yeah.
But I guess the biggest crime here and the biggest break for Trump is that all of the narrative was about what happened on Sunday night. That's all gone away now, and all anybody's talking about it, including the vice president, is this.
1,000%.
And Trump is coming up. In just a few minutes, they're playing the Lee Greenwood song right now, so we'll see him in a couple of minutes. I expect this is going to be at the top of his remarks.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of garbage for between now and elections. Oscar the Grouch.
The memes are already out
Absolutely.
there. Somebody tweeted out a collection of garbage cans with the caption, "We're all going out to vote."
Yes, exactly. And look, the deplorables comment, she was specifically only talking about half of Trump supporters. Biden, what he said was all of the Trump supporters, seemingly, according to the transcript, the unedited transcript last night, you see. So you're going to be hearing a lot about this. Certainly flip the narrative from what we were talking about yesterday.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.